What's going on, Falcons fans? Logan here. Welcome back to Rise Up Rundown, and if you're new here, welcome. So today's topic isn't necessarily going to be a long one, because I just feel like there's not a whole lot that needs to be explained. And I'm also going to be honest with you guys, you're not going to take this video seriously, but all I'm going to say is there could be a culture change, a good culture change in Atlanta. Let's go over that. So if you remember from last year, we had these claims that the Falcons don't care for each other and the brotherhood is dead, blah blah blah. But ever since fighting for Dan Quinn's job late in the 2019 season, which should already tell you there's a good culture change, we might have been wrong. Now, I don't work for the Atlanta Falcons, obviously, but I will say that I think I noticed some subtle things that might mean a lot. Like I said earlier, this topic probably won't be very long and it might not be taken seriously, but I'll point out some subtle things that I think is quietly telling us the Falcons have good chemistry. Why talk about this, by the way? Well, of course, if your team doesn't have chemistry, then you aren't gonna win many games. We all knew that, so let's get straight into it. The first reason is Dan Quinn kept his job. The Atlanta Falcons started 1-7 before the bye week of the 2019 season, and with Dan Quinn's job looking like it won't be here for much longer, the Falcons go ahead and win 6 of their last 8 games, finishing second in the NFC South, and also officially giving Dan Quinn the opportunity to stay as head coach even after another losing season. So why keep him if Falcons have back-to-back losing seasons? I can't exactly answer that, but clearly the team loves him. And there's rumors that Rams linebacker Fowler Jr. wants to play with Dan Quinn in 2020. So even players outside the Falcons love him. There's something about Dan Quinn that the players believe in, and if the team works together to keep him, there's one sign that points to a culture change. The second reason is new uniforms are coming. Okay, so this could have happened simply because the fans wanted it to, and let's be real here, Arthur Blank needs more people to come to the games. But also keep in mind, remember the saying, look good, feel good? I absolutely, totally, 100% believe in that. And just think, if the Falcons rock out brand new, nice, clean looking uniforms, especially in a brand new stadium, they could be fired up and ready to go. They want to try on something different. They don't want to go for the average red and black uniforms we had. They want to try something brand new and fresh, and I have 100% trust that the Falcons will make these new uniforms just as badass as the new stadium. So I guess in this case, it's a look good, play good, I guess. The third reason is there's a London game versus the Denver Broncos, or at least most likely it'll be the Broncos. Why else is there a London game? So the team can travel, and who the hell doesn't like traveling? I can totally relate that I love traveling and seeing something new. Falcons players want to get outside the country and see something new for once, and that being London. When was the last time we even went outside the country anyway? Was it 2014 against the Lions? If we want to have a memorable season, might as well go places with it. Like, literally. The fourth reason is, just look at all these social media posts. It seems kind of convincing that they're fired up and ready for the season to start. And yeah, I know that's kind of a typical athlete thing to post, and maybe the Falcons always have done this even before 2020, but I don't know, I didn't see it. I think it's a good thing to see that these players seem like they're expressing how much they want to go out there and play. And the fifth reason, Kyle Shanahan lost the Super Bowl. If it motivated the Falcons to beat Kyle Shanahan in the regular season, it'll probably motivate the Falcons to play better next season when finding out Kyle Shanahan lost the Super Bowl. I feel like I don't need to explain more on this. It's been so clear they want to get revenge on him. And they did do that in the regular season, but now they want to do it again by winning a Super Bowl without him. Okay, so this was definitely a silly topic, but I mean, hey, it seriously could mean something. We all know chemistry is important when wanting to win Super Bowls. Talent is too, don't get me wrong, but we knew the Falcons had that. But the chemistry was looking kind of questionable. But maybe not so much anymore. With elite talent and possibly great chemistry, we could be seeing this team go back to the Super Bowl and win it this time. But that's my take on that. Now it's time to answer your guys' mailbag questions, and let's get straight into it. Starting with football films, should the Falcons pick up Fowler in free agency? Absolutely. Now, Dante Fowler was never an elite player. I know his first year in the NFL, he couldn't even play. He got injured, and a lot of people were kind of questioning, oh, is he already a bust? And he's developed kind of slowly, but I do know, I think he picked up 11 sacks or something in 2019. So he's definitely coming off a good year, and it's always satisfying to hear a player is coming off a good year last year than a good year in like 2015 or whatever. I hope that makes sense. But I think Dante Fowler would be a great pickup. I mean, he wants to play for Dan Quinn, so that's also good news. He could work well with Quinn, and I think he's just a pretty good player. He's not elite or anything, but he's a better pickup than Vic Beasley. Like, sorry, but he is. Atlanta Falcons ask, hey Logan, just wanted to say I tune in your content every week from Australia and love your channel. Keep up the good work, man. Oh my gosh, I have someone watching from freaking Australia. Woo! That is freaking awesome, man. I am so happy that you love the videos. I will continue to make the great work. But I know you want me to answer your question as well. I've got 3 questions. The first is, how do you make your videos? What program do you use to edit your videos? And what camera and microphone do you use? No joke, I seriously use my phone, like my iPhone and iMovie on the computer. That is no joke. No joke. I don't have like this expensive mic or this green screen or whatever. No joke. I just use my iPhone and my iMovie on my computer. Now, to make the photos, like how to make the thumbnails, I use this app on my phone called Bizarre, and it's like basically Photoshop, but it's kind of easier to use, to be honest with you. So I guess the 3 tools is Bizarre on your phone, iMovie on the computer, and the camera, it's simply just your phone. The second question is, can you see us picking up an edge rusher, corner, or running back through free agency, and if so, who? I mean, I hope it's Dante Fowler. If it's a corner, I'm going to be honest with you. The Falcons are not going to pick up a corner, but it'd be really sweet if they picked up like Byron Jones or whatever. But I think the Falcons are going to be content with Desmond Trufant and Isaiah Oliver. So I think corner's kind of out of the running there, I guess. And then running back, I think they're also kind of content with Devontae Freeman. Because they still want to have him run out that contract, I guess. But I don't know. You never know. They could release him. And I don't know if they'll necessarily go for a running back in free agency, but they could maybe get a running back in the draft. Now, the only thing is they do have Ito Smith and Quadre Ellison to develop, so maybe they just don't do anything with the running back position, but I hope they do. Or, and here's the rest of the question, or do you think we will focus heavily on the draft instead? I believe we are only a good corner, edge rusher, running back, and left guard away from contending for a championship again. I agree. I think we just need a better O-line. Now, I will say the O-line is still young. They do have time to develop. So winning a Super Bowl with a very young O-line is definitely not sounding like it's good news. But, I mean, hey, maybe they develop quickly. Edge rusher could definitely be addressed with either Dante Fowler or maybe they pick up an edge rusher in the draft, because I think that's what they need to go for in the draft by like a landslide. Running back might have to wait till like the later rounds. And the third question is, out of 10, how easy would you rate our schedule rise up? Okay, I don't really think the schedule is as hard as everyone's making it out to be. A lot of people think the Falcons have like the 4th hardest schedule. I don't think it is. Like, it's a hard schedule, yeah, but every time I go over the schedule, I always see them going like 9-7, which, no, that's not good enough for the playoffs, at least for the NFC, but, I mean, it's better than like 8-8 or below, I guess, but, Falcons, I think their schedule is like a top 10 hardest, I guess. Like, it's not that hard, but it's still hard, I guess. Demetrius Washington asks, I'm not going to mention the asshole name on this time, Thomas Dimitrov, but anyway, do you think the Falcons are going to draft some players that's willing to bring some nastiness and some toughness to the team? Defense? Well, I don't know, man. Thomas Dimitrov, okay. Unpopular take. Thomas Dimitrov is not that bad of a GM, But this is not me saying that he's some elite GM that's going to totally change the game. Thomas Dimitrov is good at picking up offensive players, but he is absolute garbage at picking up defensive players. I mean, Vic Beasley didn't quite work out. Keanu Neal, I don't even know if he's good. Like, you can't really say someone's a good player if they go injured back-to-back seasons. I think I explained that right. And then Takk McKinley was not very good. So he's just not very good at picking up defensive players. And Dan Quinn needs to develop them. So, yeah, it's not just Thomas Dimitrov. It's Dan Quinn as well. I just wanted to point that out. But, do I think he should get someone on defense to bring in nastiness? Yes. But will he? I hope so. Rise Up Falcons ask, should we fix our secondary or defensive core? Well, I mean, I think we should, but I don't know if that's like the main focus, kind of. The main focus to me is pass rush. But secondary maybe is the second/third biggest need for the Falcons, because I want to give Desmond Trufant another chance, but if he's not good next year, then yeah, he's out. Keanu Neal is looking a little questionable to be, if he's seriously a good safety, I guess. I always believed Ricardo Allen is overrated. I'm sorry. I don't apologize for that. And Isaiah Oliver, man, he just gets picked on. So the secondary isn't great. But could we fix that? I don't know, because we do have Kendall Sheffield to, I think I said his name right. We still have other corners to develop. And, yeah, I don't know if they're going to go for secondary, but if they do, it might not be till like midway through the draft. And then Rise Up Falcons also ask, should we change up our playbook? Yes! At Dirt Cutter. Change up the playbook, you boring moron. Ruben Falcon asks, don't have a question, but good channel. Oh, thank you, man. Mondo Torre asks, do you like the thought of DAndre Swift at the 16th pick? No, I do not. I think DAndre Swift is an awesome player, but no way in hell would I pick up DAndre Swift at 16 overall. I would not, for the life of me, pick up a running back in the first round of the draft, especially at pick 16. You just need to focus on more positions than that. So yeah, I would not pick up DAndre Swift at pick 16. Speed Falcons for Life ask, is Matt Ryan a Hall of Famer? In my opinion, yes. How about your opinion? This just reminds me of that infamous video I made over the offseason of 2019. Yeah, that was not good times. Sorry, I'm kind of in an energetic mood today. So I think Matt Ryan is a Hall of Famer. I think his passing yards definitely gets him to the Hall of Fame. He's won a league MVP. If he wins a Super Bowl, I think that'll make every NFL / Matt Ryan hater, I guess. That'll make every Matt Ryan hater change their mind, because nowadays, if you don't have a Super Bowl win, then you're not a Hall of Famer for whatever reason. But whoever is not a Falcons fan is blind, because Matt Ryan is a Hall of Famer. But at the same time, over the offseason, I said before Matt Ryan was not a Hall of Famer, so I guess that means I'm blind. But now I finally woke up, and I think Matt Ryan is indeed a Hall of Famer. Rise Up Beatdown asks, who is your favorite defensive player on the Falcons? Mine is Deion Jones and Keanu Neal. I think Grady Jarrett is probably my favorite. I think he's just kind of a good leader out there. And he had like the best year of his life. A lot of players, when they get their contract extension, they become like arrogant kind of, and they don't want to do good. Grady Jarrett wanted to be better ever since he got his extension. So I would say Grady Jarrett is probably my favorite. Rise Up Beatdown asks, do you watch WWE? Nah, man. The only sport I really watch is football, like college and NFL, especially NFL. Basketball and baseball is that sport where, like, you know, I like watching it, but I'm not die hard on it, kind of. I just know the basics. Like, I just know the Washington Nationals won the last World Series, and in NBA, LeBron James is pretty good. And the Lakers are doing good this year. Like, I just know the basics. I'm not die hard on it. Every other sport, I'm telling you, I don't know a thing or two about it. Rise Up Beatdown also ask, you think we should sign Clowney? I can kind of see it happening, but, I mean, I guess why not? Like, Jadeveon Clowney is a pretty good pass rusher. He's not, anything really good, but he's a good enough pass rusher to keep your defense in the game. So, yeah, I don't see why not. Matt asked, how would you feel if Dante Fowler comes to the Falcons? I know I kind of already answered the question, but I would absolutely love it. He wants to play for Dan Quinn, so absolutely I would bring him here. Ghost Peppers asked, since Dirk Cutter rarely utilizes the run in his scheme, I can't read today, and Dan Quinn seems to be content with him not using it because he brought Cutter back, then what's the purpose of drafting a running back if you're not going to use him or the current ones on the roster? I don't know, it's Dirk Cutter logic to not use your running back. So, Dirk Cutter is gonna Dirk Cutter. He's just not gonna run the ball. He's gonna be the most predictable offensive play caller in the history of offensive play callers, and Dirk Cutter is Dirk Cutter. He's gonna Dirk Cutter. I just wish he could improve the running game. If he improves the running game in 2020, then maybe I'll change my mind on him. But as of right now, I'm not the biggest fan of Dirk Cutter. And then Ghost Peppers also asked, do you think Tack can notch 10 sacks in 2020? He can, but I don't think he will. I'm not really a big Tack McKinley fan anymore. I just think he's not ever going to be this guy we want him to be, but he could. But I hope it does happen. Falcons fan asked, do you think we can fire Dan Quinn this year? It all depends on how the season goes. I think Arthur Blank is smart enough to realize if the Falcons have another losing season in 2020, I think he's not going to be like, let's keep Dan Quinn. Like, I think he'd finally fire Quinn. So if the Falcons have a losing season, then yes, we can fire him. But, yeah, it's really only if we have a losing season. Falcons fan also asked, do you think we have a hard schedule? No, I think it's like a top 10 hard schedule. I really don't think it's that hard. Now, traveling to London and going on the West Coast, like you're going to Los Angeles and Kansas City is not necessarily like on the like really far West Coast like California and stuff, but it's still west of Georgia. And by the way, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, so that's going to be tough. So I can see how it's a hard schedule, but I don't think it's that hard. Terry Turner asked, which defensive end will the Falcons probably go target in the upcoming draft, and which one of them would be the best fit? P.S. Rise up. I don't really know. Like, a lot of people think we're going to get that guy from, oh my gosh, what school did he play in? I totally forgot. His last name was Kinlaw, I think. A lot of people say that's who the Falcons are going to get, either him or Derek Brown maybe, or AJ Epinesa. I think the best fit would be AJ Epinesa. It's kind of hard to say he wouldn't. I think Chase Young is obviously the best pass rusher to get. And then after that is AJ Epinesa. So I think he would be the best fit, but if it's not him, I guess that Kinlaw guy. And then Rise Up ATL asked, do you think there is any way that Dimitrov somehow gets Chase Young in a trade that is possibly like the one for Julio, but in triple steroids? The only way I wouldn't go through with it is they want one of our stars like Julio, Dion, Grady, Calvin, Matt. That's a good point. I've been kind of saying the Falcons could possibly trade up, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're probably going to, if they are to trade up, I don't think they'd get Chase Young, even though that'd be awesome, but I do think Chase Young is going to be a Redskin, or at least most likely. But I don't know. The Falcons could trade up, but I don't know if they get Chase Young. But that's all I got for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I will see you guys this Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. As always, rise up.